Good morning and welcome to the Fairy Coach Tarot channel. My name is Raquel. Thank you for being here. Today is Friday, and on Fridays we have an energy forecast for the weekend. So we get messages from Spirit and guidance for our weekend. And also, we look specifically at Saturday and Sunday. So, we do an overall reading of the weekend. Remember, though, that these are timeless messages. So, if you stumble upon this video and you're here and it's the future, the weekend has passed, you are meant to be here for a reason. So, take what resonates and see what message Spirit has for you. All right. So we have three very witchy decks, but witchy in a very natural way, right? So I hope you like them. They all have like a very forest and natural theme about them, and they are very beautiful. And we have our three fairies today. We have the blue, the yellow, and the purple. All right, let's get started. We begin by grounding, centering, and connecting with the breath. Follow along if you feel called to. All right, while I plant my feet on the floor, flat on the floor. If you're barefoot, just wiggle those toes and now roll those shoulders back. Do it a couple of times to let go of any tension around the neck area. All right, you can move the neck gently from side to side as well, and front to back. All right. Also, put the palms of your hands above your heart chakra, right in the middle of the chest. All right, and take a couple of deep breaths. Like this, we vibrate with the energy of love and we infuse love into this video. All right, and last, we're going to take a very deep, long breath together, all right, to connect with each other and connect with our breath. Let's take a deep inhale in through the nose. Hold for a second or two and gently exhale, making that exhale longer, double the time of the inhale preferably. Right? Now choose the fairy, the blue, the yellow, or the purple, or the deck, right? That's calling you. Let me just show you a little bit of the backs. However, as I mentioned, they have a witchy theme, but in a very natural forest type of way. Ready? All right, let's begin with the blue fairy for those of you who picked that one. And here we have our blue fairy. All right. Let's move the cards a bit and give it a double knock to wake them up, and let's set the intention. Please give us guidance, advice, and insight into our weekend. Timeless messages that we can understand and that guide us no matter when we are also hearing this video, as well as anything specifically for Saturday or Sunday. In love, in light, for our highest good. All right. Let's see the main guidance today for us. Ooh, there we go. One. And Saturday. And what do we need to know for Sunday? All right, 3 cards, very straightforward. And see who gives us the main guidance. Wow, the Fool, major arcana, major advice. So here we have the Fool, this new energy, right, coming in, adventure and impulsivity, even, right? So the energy forecast for the weekend is one of new energy, right? But a new energy that comes in very strong, and that is an invitation for you to live life to the fullest, right? It says right now there is a strong energy coming in. Live your life to the fullest. Allow to see everything as an adventure. My apologies, my cat's passing by. I apologize. I have more than one cat and they will pass by, so just letting you know. All right, go back to the reading. So the Fool is that invitation to live your life to the fullest right now, and also to tell you that there is this new energy coming in, right? So something has shifted and is bringing a new energy. And the invitation is to use this new energy. So the question will be, if you know that there is a new energy coming in, one that is about living to the fullest, what are you being called to do? What is that you want to do with this new energy? All right. And now let's look at Saturday in particular. And Saturday, we have the Two of Pentacles. And here we're moving to the energy of twos, right? And Pentacles, that it is the earth element. And this two is not only about balance, right? But it's also about knowing what is best for us. So, because it is earth, right? The Pentacles is the earth element. It is also wanting to know, all right, based on what I asked you before, what do you want to do with this new energy? How are you going to harness this new energy towards what you want? The Two of Pentacles is letting you know that not only it's not that much about choices, this card is more about balancing the different options that are there for you, right? So what if there is more than one thing, right, calling you on Saturday? The question would be, what's your priority, or what do you feel is bringing you closer to your overall goal? So right now it's all about living life to the fullest this weekend. But more than making choices, making a list of your priorities, right? And on Sunday, look at this, another major arcana and another powerful one, the High Priestess. So major arcana, major advice. All right, so Sunday. Sunday things are shifting again, and it is all about connecting to your inner guidance, right? To your spirituality, to your spiritual path, to your intuition, to your gut knowing here, right? The High Priestess is not only about intuition, it is our connection to our Creator, to the divine, right? And how we get those messages, right, through our intuition. And Sunday is letting you know, all right, your intuition, or those messages that we get, those psychic nudges, will be very activated, right? So paying attention to anything that you're feeling, anything that you're sensing, right? And when the High Priestess comes up, one important thing that I like to say is, write down any intuitive nudges, any messages that you get, right? The reason being is because if they do not make sense right away, they will in the upcoming days, right? So it's very important to listen to any messages that come in, and also to spend some time in prayer, in contemplation, right? In a way for you to connect to spirit, to your creator, right? If you are following a religious path, right, and you want to go to mass or to a temple, do that, or if you follow more of a spiritual, non religious path, find that prayer, that contemplation, whatever helps you connect. All right, let's put it all together. Main energy, there is new energy coming in, very strong, that wants you to live life to the fullest, to really say yes to adventure and to the things that call you and that you really want. Now on Saturday in particular is about not so much choices but priorities, right? To understand what it is that you want also, and what things can take you closer, or right, or what is more important for you at this time. It's not making a choice or this or that, but prioritizing. On Sunday there is a very spiritual, very intuitive message around you, right? That is energy around you that it's telling you that a lot of intuitive messages, a lot of psychic nudges are going to be coming in, that it would be good to record it, either to write it down or make a voice note on your phone, anything to remember, because they will start making sense as the week unfolds. Also, a good day to connect with the spirit, with your creator, with God, whatever language you use. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Please give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this video, as there may be someone who needs to hear it. And remember, this is a general reading for the collective. Only take what resonates, do not force anything. And if you want us to look more in depth at your particular situation, I accompany you through whatever transition change you are going through. And I do it with my cards. I'm a board certified coach with a master's in psychology and a tarot reader with over 30 years reading experience. So just reach out if you want more information, or visit the link in the description for my website or my Gumroad storefront. So we have private sessions as well as pre-recorded readings. All right, now let's look at the yellow fairy for those of you who picked that one. Here we have our beautiful yellow fairy. Now let's move this other deck around and give it a little knock, right? Well, we set the intention. Please give us guidance, advice, and insight for our weekend, timeless messages that serve us. Also for Saturday and Sunday, in love, in light, for our highest good. And so it is. All right, let's see. Main message. One card. Saturday. Let's see. Saturday. Also one card. And Sunday. And Sunday we got two cards. All right, interesting. Let's see who answers our call about the main energies. And we have the Child of Spells. All right, the Child of Spells. And these would be the Page of Wands, to be exactly, right? And what does the Page of Wands tells us about the energy for the week, right? Remember that the page or the child is about, it's a growing energy, right? And the wands is that intention, that magic wand. So the energies, there is an energy of things that are growing, right? Or things that have the potential to grow if you act with intention. So remember that we manifest with thoughts, emotions, words, beliefs. It's a big bag of how we manifest and attract things. And this card is letting you know that even though things can grow a lot this weekend, anything that you want to grow, think about it this way. What is it that you want to grow right now? Is it a relationship? Is it a project? Is it anything that you want to make it grow or help it grow. It says the energies are around. However, it is a lot about being very intentional, right? With your choices, with your words, and remember all the ingredients to manifest. So let's just remember this: thoughts, beliefs, emotions, words, and actions. They all put together helps things grow and happen, right? Now, what about for Saturday? And Saturday, we have Major Arcana, Major Advice. It's Major Arcana 6. And here it's called the Folly, and this would be the Tower card in a traditional tarot. Now, the Tower, the Death card, the Devil card, and some of the Swords cards are cards that get people a little bit wary. And remember, the tarot cards, they are not good or bad. They have their lights and their shadows. And we are not doing predictions in the sense of a predictive tarot. We're doing it as a divinatory, as a conversation with the divine, right? That gives us guidance and also messages of protection. So the Tower card is letting you know that on Saturday, some things are going to be not only going through a change, but it is more that some things are going to be, it's, yes, changing or transforming because they were not built solidly. So on Saturday is all about what are the things that you feel are not stable in your life, or that are any type of friendships, relationships, any type of project as well, anything that doesn't seem to be secure, right? And Saturday is all about looking at whatever is not secure and then asking yourself, is this worth saving? Or is there anything I can do to transform it, to help it along so it becomes more stable, right? So the energy forecast is that things that are not created in a way that it's secure or stable may crumble or may shake, but it's up to you to decide what you will be doing. Remember the main message: what intentional steps, what intentional things you will do to create security around them. However, it's also time to examine if it's worth saving, whatever it is. Now, on Sunday, let's see that energy forecast. And we have the Wise Woman, Major Arcana 2, Major Arcana, Major Advice, and the Wise Woman would be the High Priestess, right? And another Major Arcana, Major Arcana, Major Advice, and that is the White World. So that would be the World card. Look at what beautiful cards you got, the High Priestess and the World card. All right, so, and this is very interesting. When we put it all together, you'll see why. So Sunday, we got the High Priestess before, so it's the same thing. The High Priestess is not only about our intuition, it is our connection with the divine, right? So Sunday is a lot about paying attention to intuitive messages, psychic nudges, but also, right, connecting to the spirit world in the sense of connecting to the divine, God, spirit, whatever words you like to use, your spiritual path, your religion, and also those guardian angels and spirit guides that you have, right? And asking for messages, asking for assistance, right? They are there when you call for them, right? So a lot of time our guardians cannot intercede unless we ask. So ask for guidance at this time on Sunday. And then it's saying, because there are some things that really are coming to a close, right? And that's the World card. And right now, having those messages that spiritual guidance would be very effective, as there are some aspects and some energy closing on some things. Now, I told you that this is very interesting, and because when you put it together, it tells you that this weekend it is about a very important energy of growth, but that requires your intentional actions, right? And it is on Saturday, it is telling you that the energy is one of instability, right? Of things that do not seem secure and how they may shake, right? And how that is actually something very positive, because it's asking you with that intention to examine if there are things that you want to keep in your life or you want to let them crumble. So something you can pass the page. And here is where the world comes in. Or if you want to save them, if you think they are important, what intentions, what actions can you do to save it? And on Sunday is telling you, listen a lot to the spiritual messages and intuitive nudges that you are getting, all right? Most likely towards what happened on Saturday. Remember, there is now a cycle on Sunday coming. There is this energy moving in of closing chapters. So if there is something that doesn't seem stable, that doesn't bring you happiness, or it's not healthy, Saturday you will feel shaking it. And it may be good to listen to that intuition, and Sunday, to, if it's not good for you, to let it crumble and pass the page on it. It would be very interesting for us to see what energy comes during the week for you as there are these changes. But that's the video for Sunday. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this video, as there may be somebody who needs to hear it. It is a general collective reading. Take what resonates. And if you need assistance looking into your particular situation, I offer tarot sessions that combine coaching, right? And they can be done remotely from anywhere in the world, right? Either video call, phone call, or chat, as well as pre-recorded readings. So you can go to the links that are below in the description, and it's my website and my Gumroad storefront, or reach out to me if you have any questions. All right, now let's look at the purple fairy for those of you who picked that one. And here we have the purple fairy. All right, let's see this last deck. All right, move it around. It's an older deck, but it's also so beautiful. And give it a little knock. All right. Please give us guidance, advice, and insight into our weekend. Timeless messages that serve us for our greatest good. And also for Saturday and Sunday, respectively, in love and in light. And so it is. All right, what's the main message? Two cards for the main message. Now let's see Saturday. Also two cards for Saturday and Sunday. And two more cards for Sunday. Look at this. All right, this deck really had a lot to tell us. All right, well, who answers the call? And the main message comes from the Ace of Wands and the Nine of Athamas. That would be the Nine of Swords. All right, so what does the main energies for this weekend, right? There is new energy, very passionate new energy coming in. And once it is the fire element, right? It is that magic one. So it is a very fiery energy coming in, right? And it is a fire energy that whenever you see ones, think about being intentional, right? It's a fire energy that has a potential, that comes with opportunity, with potential. So things that really light you up right now. Think of that fire in the belly, right? What lights you up? What do you feel passionate about? Is it about someone? Is it about a new relationship? Is it about um, your job? It is about going on vacation. What is lighting you up? Know that there is a very passionate energy coming in, right? Now, it is comes together with the Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Swords is now we're moving into the air element, and the Nine of Swords is all about our thoughts and how our thoughts can really affect our life, how we feel, what we manifest, our relationships with others, right? So when we put these two cards together as the energy forecast for your weekend, it's letting you know, yes, you have a new energy, very passionate new energy that has a lot of potential, right? That comes with a lot of opportunity. Now, be careful how you're using your thoughts at this time, because your thinking will affect this new energy, right? So if your thoughts are very low vibration types of thoughts, if they are very pessimistic, very doomsday types of thoughts, they will affect this new energy. And instead of getting these passionate new beginnings, these opportunities, you may be missing on a lot. So, yes, there is a new energy, very fiery, very passionate. However, it is time for you to mind your thoughts, my dears. So just make sure that you check in with yourself, check in with your thoughts, and discard thoughts that are not serving you the right way. Now let's look at Saturday. And Saturday, who answers our call? It is the Four of Wands. So we have Wands again, and Major Arcana 19, the Sun. All right. So major arcana, major advice. But let's put it here together. So how is this message affecting our Saturday? So Saturday, we still go in that fire energy of Wands, right? But it is a very positive thing, right? Because Saturday is telling you, Saturday there is that energy translates into the foundation, right? Creating whatever it is, setting a good foundation and having that energy of the sun, that positive energy, um, that light shining upon you and the things that you want, right? So, a very positive day to lay out foundations, right? So, what do I mean by laying out foundations, right? So, let's say we'll put an example that you are in a new relationship, or you know, you are just beginning to see a person. So the good foundation would be, maybe perhaps having these types of conversations of what's important. So instead of you circling around your mind about what's important for you in the relationship, having the conversation, being honest with yourself and with the other person to set that good foundation. And the sun, that it is that positive energy shining, says when you lay a good foundation towards something, I put the example of a relationship, but it could be any other example. So a friendship, a project, a job. When you know yourself, know what you want, and have good boundaries and have good direction of how things you want to grow, whatever grows there is stable and it is successful. And it if it's not for you, it's better that crumbles in the beginning stages when you're trying to set out the foundation, that not that you build a house of cards that is so big and then comes tumbling down. So Saturday, very positive energy that calls for laying down the good foundation, good things, right? As well as to make sure to decide where you're going with the new energy coming in. Again, remember that throughout the weekend, check in with your thoughts. Now on Sunday, who answers? It is the Five of Cups and the Two of Wands. And here the energy is already shifting for us. So the Five of Chalices, the Five of Cups, it's a card, sorry, that brings sometimes a little sorrow, so a little sadness uh, for or grief for the things not to be going as we expected, right? And here comes together with the 10 of Wands, not the 2 of Wands, but the 10 of Wands. So, however, even though there is this energy that tells you that something that's important to you may not be going how you wished, right? Or you had different expectations for things. The 10 of Wands tells you that that that's not whatever is bringing you moments, my apologies for my cat again, whatever is bringing you moments of sadness or grief, right? That too shall pass, and it will leave the the field open for a new, better beginning. All right, let's put it together so it makes sense. There is a new energy that wants to enter, a very fiery and passionate energy, right? This weekend, something that enters. Now, it is asking for you to keep checking in with your thoughts and do not entertain thoughts that do not serve you. As with this fiery, intentional energy of Wands, you could be attracting the complete opposite of what you want. Now, Saturday, it is a good day for laying foundation, for setting boundaries, for having conversations about how to construct something. You have positive energy around you on Saturday. There is the sun. That's the most positive card in the tarot, saying Saturday is a good day for boundaries, for certain conversations, for laying certain foundation, certain structure, right? Because we have that for. Now, Sunday, you may be dealing with a disappointment, um, a regret, some form of sadness is in the air of something that just did not work out how you expected. But the 10 of Wands comes in and tells you, you know, all shall be well. There is a new energy coming in, but when there is a new energy coming in, is because something needs to end. So this that seems like an ending to you, something that's not going well, it's because something much better for you may be coming in. Now, important to check in with your thoughts and to make sure that your thoughts do not attract what you do not want. That does not mean practice toxic positivity. It means even validating whatever it is that you're feeling, but understanding that there are ways to look into the future, look ways to be hopeful and have faith, right? All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this message. From what we've seen with the different decks, it is a weekend of new things coming in and a weekend also that brings some important closures for these new possibilities to emerge like we want. Now, take what resonates, let go of the rest. This is a general reading for the collective. And if you want us to look more in depth at your particular situation, go to the links below. There is my website and my Gumroad storefront. You can book a private session with me, right? That can be done either by phone, by video call, or even by chat. And we have a 15-minute quick check in, a 30-minute sweet spot, I call it the sweet spot session, or the 1 hour in-depth session, right? And they can be done remotely from anywhere in the world. And the other thing that I offer are pre-recorded readings, either video or audio, that can be sent directly to your email. You can download and keep watching it or listening to it. Now, what makes my sessions different, or what is my work all about? So, I'm a board certified coach, holistic energy practitioner, and I have a master's degree in psychology. And I've been reading tarot for over 30 years. So I bring that and all my other trainings into our sessions. My sessions are accompaniment, right? I accompany you through whatever you're going through to offer guidance, to offer clarity with my cards. It is a spiritual coaching using tarot as our tool. I do not use tarot as prediction, as like fortune telling, because I believe that the future is fluid. We can create, manifest with our free will and the gift of choice that we were given by Spirit, by God, right? So that's why it's not fortune telling, because the future is fluid. Is it divination? Yes, but not how is currently mixed divination and fortune telling as being the same. Divination as a conversation with the divine. In the same way you would ask for a sign, right? And we'll read those signs in the cards. And I use the spiritual coaching techniques, asking you questions so you can make the choices and the decisions that are best for you and your life. All right. And I also give you some little techniques or pointers of energy healing that can help you, or rituals with whatever you're going through. All right. So if you want more information about my sessions, go to that link on my website, book through my Gumroad storefront, or just reach out if you prefer to talk to me about if my sessions are right for you. All right, I hope you have a great weekend ahead, right? Take care of yourself and be very gentle also with yourself. And remember, Sunday, we will have the energy forecast for the week. There is something almost every day of the week, but Saturdays right now. So come back on Sunday for another video. Get those notifications on to get all the videos as I post them. Thank you very much, and you have a fantastic weekend. Remember to be gentle and kind to yourself, and brightest blessings your way.